Hey everybody, I am Groot. Or actually, I'm SWChris. I'm from SWCity, and I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy and wanted to tell you about it. So, for those who have not been to a movie in the last, 2 or 3 years, Guardians of the Galaxy is Marvel's newest film. It is about Peter Quill, a kid who gets abducted by space aliens and becomes a wannabe international bounty hunter of sorts. And in this movie, he ends up begrudgingly befriending a space raccoon, a giant walking plant named Groot, let me adjust that, and red tattooed guy named Drax, and green skinned woman who looks straight out of Star Trek and is an actress in Star Trek but does not play a green skinned woman in Star Trek. Zoe Saldana plays what's her name? Gamora, and they have to band against the big baddie in this movie, who is this religious fanatic wanting to cleanse people by killing them. Apparently he is the founder or member of a death cult, and he's got a really mean spaceship and a giant galactic armada that's never explained. But it is a hilarious movie. I really enjoyed the humor. I really liked how these people who start out pretty much 100% enemies, all of them, except for the Rocket Raccoon and Groot, they're partners at the beginning. But all of them are pretty much enemies, and then they kind of turn into this, for lack of a better term, family, or at least group of friends. The film never uses family, but the themes are really pretty much about that. Peter Quill is missing his family. Rocket Raccoon doesn't have a family. He was, an experimented upon animal. The only family he really had was Groot. And Drax's family died, and Gamora is sort of an adoptee of Thanos, who is going to be the big baddie, probably in Avengers 3 or whenever. All the characters are dealing with their own family issues, and then they come together, and the movie is pretty much about how they kind of grow into a family of themselves. So it's really good at that aspect, I believe. Now, there were some issues with the movie. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't. I noticed on Twitter a lot of people are wanting to go see it immediately after they're done, and that's awesome. I'm not one of those. I'm good for a while. But people who I respect, who are real good storytellers, they have done that. So I can see that there's an argument for it being that good of a film. I'm not sure it is, because the end of the film doesn't really come with a cost, from what I can tell. I'm not going to spoil it any further than that, but I'm calling this a Spoilersode, so maybe I should. It is a Spoilersode, right? So I guess my issue with the film is, the good guys, it doesn't cost them anything to defeat the bad guy. I can't remember his name. I just told you his name. I think I told you his name. I'm driving, so my concentration is split. But yeah, they get everything back. Everything that was lost comes back. So they're basically, they don't, it's just a story thing. Like, really, is it really satisfying in this day and age that when a movie ends, that the characters have not sacrificed in some way to get what they want? This is, I know it was sort of, getting everything they wanted was sort of presented as a reward from, the cosmos and from, Nova Prime, who is played by Glenn Close, oddly enough. It's really interesting. But it's kind of presented, all the good stuff that they get at the end that kind of puts them back to where they were at the beginning of the film, minus being enemies. It's kind of presented as a reward from the cosmos as for defeating the bad guy. And okay, I can kind of see it, but real life doesn't work that way. And I thought these films were trying to be sort of like real life, but with superpowers. So, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't too thrilled with that ending, although I'm sure a lot of people will be, because the sacrifice that is apparently made is one that is near and dear to us. And so, you know, whatever. That's the biggest gripe I really have with the film. I am so close to just buying all these Marvel films on Blu-ray. You have no idea. But, you know, it was a great adventure flick. It was definitely worth seeing in the theater. I paid about $19 to go see it in IMAX 3D. Worth your time. It's the best 3D conversion ever that Marvel has ever done, from what I can tell. And, you know, as far as age appropriateness, I probably wouldn't bring little kids to it. There's some, I mean, it's mostly shoot 'em up stuff, but there are some crude humor and almost cursing. So your kid might latch on to one of those words because it's cool and start repeating it in public, even though it's not the full word. It's if you're sensitive to that sort of thing, you don't want your kid saying that stuff, don't bring them to the movie. Sorry, kids. I know. I mean, my mom would not let me see Jurassic Park because the images were too violent. I was 10, I could have handled it, but, you know, so I would feel frustrated if I really wanted to go see this movie and my parents said no. But, you know, parents are parents, they're in charge, so I'm ranting on that. Why am I ranting on that? I don't know. I should be talking about the movie, but I am not. So, I have pretty much summed up all of my thoughts on the film, hence the rant. So, hey guys, let me know what you thought of the film. I thought it was great. So, comment below, like and subscribe, etc., blah, blah, blah. Till then, my name's SWChris, or Groot. I'm from SWChris, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, hasta la vista. Bye-bye.